A warm, hot, humid afternoon here at Havelock Park as we welcome you to the first semi-final on ThePapare.com of Trinity taking on St. Thomas's in this Dialog School Rugby Knockout League. This is the most anticipated semi-final alongside Wesley taking on Isipathana tomorrow. That's going to be a classic game as well. But given the pre-quarterfinal performances of these two teams, a lot has been expected, a lot of chatter among the old boys of both these institutions over the week, and joining me is exactly one of those from Trinity College, Sudarshan Apiris. It's going to be a cracking game today, lots of anticipation, and this might be just one of the things that we need to kick off the season.
Good afternoon, Shanaka, and good afternoon to all our viewers joining us on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, The Papare. And yes, absolutely, this is going to be a crack-a-lacking affair. Traditional rivals. Precursor for the Canaries, the Serum Trophy that will be played hopefully in the second round of the league. So markers are going to be put here at Havelock Park in this quarterfinal. It's going to be a crack-a-lacking affair. And like you said, very warm, humid conditions. Despite the sun going away now, there is a little bit of cloud cover, but overnight there was a lot of rain. So the ground conditions are going to be nice and soft for the boys, and we can expect some good running rugby.
Yes, the Havelock's ground is pretty hard usually, but today it looks nice and soft underfoot. Here are the results from the round of 16. Wesley College pulling off a thrilling win against St. Joseph's, who were expected to come a little closer but didn't. Dharmaraja taking on DS. They did well in the first half, but DS pulling away in the second half. Zahira College and Vidyartha College with the closest of the pre-quarterfinals, 16 points to 12. Zahira edging out in that one. Isipathana College setting down the marker as they do most seasons early on, 61 points and not troubling the defensive score sheet. St. Thomas's College 59 points, but they conceded 35, which would have been a concern that the coaches would have worked on in the last 7 days. Trinity College took on St. Anthony's 62 points to 5, a thumping win there as well, the highest score of the first round of matches. St. Peter's College taking on Thurston College 51 points to 8. Of course, St. Peter's no longer part of that competition due to an internal issue that they're dealing with, and of course Royal coming from behind in what would have been a famous win for Kingswood College. 24 points, they were trailing by 5 in the last 5 minutes of the game, managed to come through and win that one in the last few moments. Royal College also a quarter-finalist.
Brilliant game, Royal versus Kingswood. It was really nice to see Kingswood College really putting up a great performance after a lapse of almost 6 to 7 years, and that bodes very well for the upcoming season. But the quarterfinalists are set, and this is going to be the first quarterfinal that's going to be a crack-a-lacking affair.
Great to see Anand Kasturiarachi back in the Kingswood saddle. Just goes to show what we can expect from some old school coaching. It will be nice to have a great competitive Kingswood team on the park this season as well. We'll be going in for a quick break and be back with live action on the other side.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence. Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Our forests come in many forms. They can be up in the hills or down in the plains, fed by the rain or sculpted by the sun. Our forests are deeply rooted in us. They are a living inspiration.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Maliban lemon puff puff. Lemon puff. Maliban lemon puff. Hamasi tak matipi de. Rasa lemon rasa lemon mirai. Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff. Maliban lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. Children lemon.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Radials. The road is yours.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection samaging pirimin sadahamai.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection samaging pirimin sadahamai.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
As the pioneer in Sri Lanka's bottled water industry, American Water has set the standard for over 3 decades, providing you with nature's purest. For a truly premium, sustainable drinking experience. Perfect for a single serving. For over 30 years, we've brought the Earth's bounty directly to you, wherever you are, whatever your needs.
Welcome back to live action here from Havelock Park as we eagerly anticipate the kickoff of this quarterfinal of the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout Tournament, and it will be between traditional rivals Trinity College and St. Thomas's College. But before that, let's look at the league groups, Sudarshana. Group A, B and C, so 6 teams in each group, and we'll see the top 2 advancing to the cup segment, the middle 2 advancing to the plate segment, and the bottom 2 advancing also into their own knockout competition. So let's take a look at these groups. Which one do you think is the strongest just from what we've seen in the pre-quarters?
Very difficult to call it up already, Shaunaka, but from what we've seen in the pre-quarters, I think Group B is panning out to be one of those groups of death, isn't it? Because Isipatana, St. Thomas's and Zahira, all 3 have qualified for the quarterfinals. Dharmaraja wasn't far behind, and Kinsut College as well. So that's going to be an interesting one. But Group A again, Peters, DS and Wesley are going to be the front runners in those groups, with Science College and also St. Anthony's taking that disappointment away. We'll try to capitalize. Group C is going to be again a very competitive group with Royal College, Trinity College, with Arthur, St. Joseph's in that mix. But I believe Group B is going to be that a little difficult group to try and come through.
Back now to the knockout tournament, of course, kicking off before the league tournament, which is not the usual way we do things, but a new thing being tried by the Sri Lanka Schools Rugby Football Association in collaboration with Dialog, who have come forward to sponsor this tournament early on in the season. And we'll look at the results. We had St. Peter's coming through, but of course, maybe Thurston will be taking that spot, or Zahira will get a bye. In fact, Zahira have got the bye, so they go through and they are the first semi-finalist. And we have Trinity College, who took on St. Anthony's and came through Kandy derby to take on the winners of the Mount Lavinia derby, who were St. Thomas's. So that match is to be decided now on the top half of the draw. And in the bottom half, we have DS taking on Royal tomorrow. That's going to be an interesting match as well, because Royal would have really been put through their paces by Coach Nishant Leuke last week. And another semi-final, I think nobody's really been talking about it because of this Trinity St. Thomas's encounter. But I think Wesley Isipatana is going to be one of the draw cards.
I believe that's going to be the best quarter-final on the cards. Wesley taking on Isipatana. Wesley have really impressed in their outing, and Isipatana also putting in a big performance against Sumangala College. So that's going to be an interesting one as we take a look at the datelines or the timeline of the knockouts and the Dialog Schools Rugby League quarterfinals are going to be worked out this weekend, 3rd, 4th, with semi-finals being worked out on the 9th and the 11th of May, and the final scheduled on the 18th. But the all-important Dialog Schools Rugby League will commence on the 6th to the 6th of July. 6th June to the 6th of July will be the first round, and preceded by the second round from the 18th of June up until the 10th August. So plenty of schools rugby action coming your way, apart from some interesting international test rugby as well. Sri Lanka will be part of in the coming month.
Lots to be looked forward to on thepapare.com, brought to you by Dialog, and they will be behind the international matches as well. The representative New Zealand under-85 team, the Small Blacks, if we can call them that, Sudarshana, they will be taking on Sri Lanka up in Nithavala, and I'm sure the Kandy crowd cannot wait for tomorrow to come around, and they will be there in their droves, packing the stadium at Nithavala to cheer on the Sri Lankan boys, and also to witness a haka being performed by Sri Lanka, by New Zealanders in the environs of a Sri Lankan test ground. We'll be back with live action after the break.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
මේ තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද? සැරටම එන්ජොයි කරන්න පාටි එකට ගෝ.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
සැරටම එන්ජොයි කරන්න පාටි එකට ගෝ.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්.
විහිළු නෙමෙයි. ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕන වැඩකට සුපර්.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
රුපියල් 50 මැලිබන් සේවරි පොඩ්ඩෝ එක මැච් එකට සෙට් වෙන්න.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Follow your dreams, achieve your goals. With every step, let your story unfold. In this world you will shine. Just believe it's your time. Sky is the ultimate limit. Never can you stop any day.
Chase your dream career with eSoft Metro Campus.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂනයක් ගහමුද නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි බලන්නකෝ දැන් සාලේ කැත චමරි
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ හිතටත් නිදහස්
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා
Now a summer refreshment, the train neck at the go.
At night go, pocket perfume. You take it a go, ekak.
හරි ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂනයක් ගහමුද
Are you okay?
Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Superbond for tiling. Tokyo Superbond. Do it right the first time.
Very good afternoon and welcome back to the Havelock Sports Club. You're live on ThePapare.com around the world, wherever you might be watching. This is Dialog School's rugby knockout action, and we're at the quarter-final end. And St. Thomas's today will be taking on Trinity College. Here's the team: Imran Hassan, Ayan Pereira, Shaheen Meegama. So big change for St. Thomas's in the front row forwards. We see Sithil Pereira going out. That's got to be an injury. Aiden Amaravira, Jahan Vanagasuria, and Shalin Vanagasuria. Tulsi Olivihara at 7. Mikhail Karunaratne, who's looked dangerous at 8 so far. The captain, Venuka Vikramasuriya, he's the man who holds the key today alongside his youngster fly half partner Udan Bulat Singalage, taking the 10 jersey from his brother who captained last year. Avishka Pereira, Chanut Ahaliaguda moves to 12, Seneshka Lianagudamardana moves to 13. Mayanka Dias, who had almost a flawless kicking performance last week, would come into the number 14 jersey on the left flank, and Akit Kure, an experienced man, manning the last line of defense. Zayan, Shavin, Vishwa, Chasin, Romet, Shenesh, Jason, and Devin and Zaidan will make up the Albert, also making up the replacements bench for St. Thomas's.
Trinity College going ahead with their same lineup for the forwards: Manusha Silva, Nisit Kumar Singh, and Achinta Jayasena making up the front row. Akash Fernando, Nichikoritu in the locks, Evin Jayasena, Hamza Abdeen, and Shrayan Satish Kumar making up that back three. Satish Kumar was impressive from number 8, and a lot will be expected from him to keep Makhaev under wraps. Sudan Vijay Kohn and Abdul Malik has been the preferred 9-10 combination, with Shan Altaf dropping to number 15, the fullback position. Bilal Nasir comes in alongside Minurayat Dehige as the wingers. Usman Safras, the Trinity skipper, is back in the number 12 jersey alongside Sadisha Veeravansa, with Kevin Veerakon making way for the skipper. Mishal, Dishal, Dimal, Tevin, Ravidu, Ishara, Ridma, Avishka, Amar and Dimat making up the match day squad for Trinity College. Going to be a very, very interesting one, this, because both these teams will want to make sure that they showcase what they can do here at this all-important quarterfinal.
Sudarshana, you won't like to hear me say it, but Trinity College clear favourites going into this match. They've just rubbed shoulders with the under 85 kilogram New Zealand representative team as well. Sean Altaf winning the kicking duel with the under 85s kicker as well. So given the performance they had last week, 62 points, the highest attacking score, and just 5 points conceded against St. Anthony's, they will be the ones, especially on current form, given last year's performance as well at the Canon RSC Trophy, to win this game.
Well, the Thomians, since that game, have been going up, and that trajectory has done very well for St. Thomas's. Trinity, of course, I thought was a stronger side when it comes to the defensive performance, and if they can keep up here, yes, they might have the edge, but the Thomians will want to come out all out blazing. First quarter of this game is going to be absolutely crucial for both the sides, and whatever side dominates that first quarter of the game, I believe Shanaka will have the upper hand.
Yes, a good start will be important for both teams, and Trinity College's rush defense, their line speed has been what everyone has been talking about. How will Udan Bulat Singalage cope with it is the main story that we will have to watch today, as Gihan Yatavara is the man who takes charge today with the whistle. Aruna Shanta and Praneeth Veranga will be the very experienced assistant referees as well, and Gihan will do well to let this game flow. I think there will be a lot of advantage played, and we'll see quite a few phases put together. Both teams pretty high in the skill department in their attacking game, Sudarshana, so we should see some good action today.
Thomians kicking from right to left. Havelock Sports Club ground is not a very easy place to be kicking up, Shanak, if you're not used to it, so the kickers will be mindful of that as well.
Yes, we saw Mayank Dias in the warm-ups as well. Not his normal accuracy that we've come to expect this season as he kicks off, and it's juggled a little bit by Trinity. But they managed to hold him up, and that looks like a maul. St. Thomas's desperately need to get this ball back without conceding a scrum, and in fact that's exactly what they do. So good strength and good presence of mind from Trinity to hold on to the ball after they dropped it.
Hamza Abdin trying to reach out to that ball, didn't collect it cleanly. Luckily for Trinity, it fell behind Hamza, but like you said, having that good sense, Trinity holding the player up and making sure that they have possession. Possession is going to be key in these early exchanges of the game.
Got to appreciate Shahin Migama, who's coming to the side in place of Sitil Pereira, just flopped on that maul to try and bring it down so that the tackle would be called. But to no avail, although you have to admire his resourcefulness. First scrum of the game, and this is an area where Trinity might have taken a backward step given the size difference, but it looks like they're holding on pretty strong. St. Thomas is looking to assert some dominance, but Trinity holding on as Sean Altaf moves into the number 10 berth and gives it to Mayank Dias, who collects it safely, just a little bit too far from Altaf for the chasing wingers. And St. Thomas's wait for it to come through to Venuka Vikramanayaka, the skipper, who will predictably go to the box kick. This is an area that they will have to exploit if St. Thomas's are to make a difference to this rush defense of Trinity College. Nicely done by Udan Bulak Singalage. Venuka. That's a nice ball, and beautifully spun away from the tackle that time. Senesh Kaluyana Gunawardana. Brilliant hands getting in there, but not rolling away is the call. So the first penalty advantage for the Thomians. Makail Karunaratna. Taken down in a good tackle that time by Onija Kodituaku, and knowing the penalty is coming, they kick it away.
Good work by the Thomians. When they went down with the ball, there was plenty of support that came through, which didn't allow the Trinity tackler to roll away. And the person, the tackler who was coming in, this was the last move, but the one before that, Trinity tackler who came there did not let the tackler roll away, prompting the referee to award the penalty. So opportunity for St. Thomas's, straight away going to go for 3.
So interesting to see that this is knockout rugby, and instead of going for the corner as we would have expected, St. Thomas is looking to get the first points on the board in this game. But it's also interesting to see tactically, Sudarshana, we saw a little chip put in there, but it looked like Manzil was very much alive to it, and Sean Altaf was running a good line in support. So that chip kick is something that they've been preparing for, and as you said, it's a difficult ground to kick at. The wind is pretty strong coming over the pavilion side. That's going from the top of your screen to the bottom of your screen. So the ball just being pushed out, and Mayank Adayas will have to get his bearings at this new ground. See that just wide of the right hand upright, which means the wind is blowing away from us here in our commentary position. So it's blowing from left to right on your screen as Shan Altaf kicks right into it. And Udan Bulatsingalage will use it to try and hoist this ball. Nicely taken, dropped forward. Manzil dropping that one straight into the hands of the onrushing Thomians, who will now look to use his turnover ball. Bulatsinghela with another little chip again. This time it's with the wind. And going back and knocking it on. Here's Senesh Kalyan Gunawardena picking it up 5 meters short, and it's going to be the first try of the game. Yes, it is. 2 knock-ons, 2 costly knock-ons from Trinity. And the kicking from St. Thomas's has been done with real intent. And the first try of the game, despite that miss at the 3 points, St. Thomas's pick up 5 in just 30 seconds.
Thomians attacking the outside channels with their kicks, and they have recognized that Trinity are vulnerable. It was Malik who made the mistake on this end, and then recognizing there was plenty space at the back. And Trinity winger making absolute hash of it that time. It was Bilal who made a mess of it. Lovely work by Liana Gunawardena, profiting was the number 2 for
Ayan Pereira with that Amana Bank try, Sudarshana.
Brilliant stuff from the Thomians. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the school by the sea. Bulat Singhal again. His conversion is good. Brilliant stuff. 7 points to 0. Couldn't have asked for a better start for the Double Blues.
It's black, Sudarshana. Blue and black, and Mayank Adayas regaining his sighter. Just missed one right of the right hand upright, but this time he manages to thread it through the uprights. And Ayan Pereira being right on hand, and really good presence of mind again from Senesh Kalyan Gunawardena. It was a really good chase, but he let the ball go and got up and made sure he offloaded it as well. Here's Wanika Surya carrying it into Trinity's defenders. That's Imran Hassan. Offside is a call from referee Atavara, so discipline for Trinity, not the best early on.
Second penalty that they're conceding of the same infringement. There was a tackler who needed to roll away. They'll have a word with the skipper, explain it to him.
Real shame we can't hear what Gihan Yatavara is telling Usman. Good to see him back in the captain's jersey for Trinity College. He missed the pre-quarter final with an injury, but a heavily strapped right leg, and hope that will last the course of the season. You don't want your captain not being able to play most of the season for the second year in a row. Sudarshana, Anuhas Kodituakku last year, and again that wind that is pushing across the pavilion, keeping that ball in field, and Shan Altaf raising it high into the Havelock Park sky. Nicely taken by Mikhail Karunaratne, who refused to be budged. Bulat Singalage with a nice diagonal punt again. And that time Manzil gets back, takes it beautifully. Malik, I'm afraid, sorry. That's Mayank Adayas also. It's going to be a little bit of a kicking battle today until the game opens up in the second half. Satish Kumar does well to go back, and Shan Altaf dropping this one into the 22. Going back quickly is the second row forward. Looked like it was Jehan Wanigasuri, and he does really well, does Wanigasuri. None of the wingers back, but it's a third knock on, and a third costly one at that from Trinity College. And again, the ball picked up from an offside position. The Thomian players didn't retreat, so the knock-on doesn't cost them.
A Bilal, that time his sights lit up, absolutely lit up, because if he caught it, there was a clear passage for him right in front. But Nisait Kumar Singh, he will be thanking his lucky stars, because the penalty was against St. Thomas's for not retreating. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty at the other way around.
Two really good kicks from Shan Altaf that time. One into the center of the field and one straight down, where Manika Surya did well to chase back, and Venuka Vikramasuriya needed to find touch desperately. Shan Altaf lines this up. Fresh from his exploits against the visiting New Zealand team, this should be bread and butter for this talented youngster.
Well, had the distance, not the direction that he was looking for, but Trinity wouldn't complain. They will have position back through a 22-meter dropout. Take a look at this. Bilal, eyes lighting up, didn't collect it, didn't have eyes on the ball until that last moment, and the ball bouncing off his chest.
Agihan Yatavara very correctly ruling that the advancing Tomian players would have had an impact on that knock-on as well. They needed to be retreating, and they're very strict on that, the referees, and you can't blame them for that because they've been consistent. Taken nicely this time by Sadisha Veeravangsa. Trinity have a chance for the first time in this game to put some possession to good use. Again, it's taken by Aiden Amaravira, but there's a penalty advantage coming.
Penalty advantage from that rock, not rolling away is the call. Sajid Veeravansa did well to carry straighten things up, and then create that gap in that Tomian defensive line. This time Trinity opting to go to the corner. Opportunity for Trinity forwards. It's going to be the first line out of the game, and in a very, very interesting area at that.
No mucking about this time. Shan Altaf gets the call to go for the corner. Again, good defense from Liana Gunawardana, who smashed in on the angle. So it's the first line out of the game, if I'm not mistaken, Sudarshana. It's taken us 11 into the 11th minute to get here.
Especially given the fact that there has been so much of kicking. So both teams looking to kick for territory but not kick out.
Onija Korituaku with the all-important throw now, trying to get Trinity back to an elaborate move from the Trinitians. Korituaku, but he's on the touchline, just couldn't make his way back in field, and there's a little bit of handbags there. Omalka Gunaratne getting right in there to calm things down. Not sure the referee will appreciate the bench coming in there, or the water carriers, but Gunaratne making sure that he doesn't let that get out of hand.
Referee Hanatavara putting the number 4 up, that's Amaravira. And from Trinity, Manusha Silva, and the two skippers being called up early in this exchange.
Aiden Amaravira, not the kind of second row forward to take a backward step. But that was a really elaborate move, Sudarshana, and even though it didn't end up in anything, the fact that they managed to execute that is brilliant stuff. Look at it here. In fact, this is the live action, nice handling by Makai Karunaratne, but unfortunately Sarishka Gunawardana spilling the ball, and now a chance opening up for Trinity on the wide channels. Vijay Kun stepping in field was Akash Fernando, and now the ball is wide. Satish Kumar steps in, good tackle on him by Bulat Singalage. Good counter ruck by St. Thomas's, just delaying that ball for Vijay Kun a little bit. Nice carry that time by Akash Fernando. Straight into the pocket. And here's Usman straightening it up. Nicely done by the Trinity skipper. Here's the danger man, Manusha Silva, lovely fend, but they bring him down at the second time of asking. Karunaratne with an important tackle. Nicely done by Satish Kumar again, making it available. Superb ball presentation. Good tackle that time by Imran Hassan. And here's the ball now available for Trinity. Just a momentum breaking down the accuracy of the pass, meaning that Hamza Abdin had to go to ground. Still good continuity. Here's Shan Altaf showing a slate of foot and a slate of hand. Beautiful work from Altaf. Just manages to get it away. And here's numbers on the outside. Satish Kumar will go over for the first try for Trinity. Beautifully done. Such great continuity from Trinity College. And the knock-on under the posts resulting in a 5-pointer being conceded.
Lovely bit of work for Trinity. Lovely continuity, touching down for an Amana Bank try. And this is what the doctor ordered for Trinity College. They take the lead for the first time in this game, 8 points to 7 with the conversion to come. I beg your pardon, 5 points to 7 with the conversion to come, yet to take the lead. As a lovely creating run by Altaf. Would have preferred another back running at his shoulder, but the forwards were there to try and continue, and Satish Kumar has been dangerous in those outside channels.
Yes, he's been absolutely outstanding. I mean, you've got two ball runners like Manusha Silva and Shran Satish Kumar in your pack, Sudarshan. It just adds so much more to what your backs need to do to just make things a little difficult for the opposition. Beautifully done from Shan Altaf from the corner. Anything Mayank Dias can do, Shan Altaf can do better, is what he's saying to the crowd. And we're even Stevens here at Havelock Park. And if you just go back to the defensive effort in that try, if we can just see that replay again, it was Shan Altaf's run that brought Avishka Pereira in off his wing, and he just didn't react in time. He needed to get back to his position, and that's where the tackle was made ultimately, where Satish Kumar went over. So great creativity from Altaf from fullback.
That's what has really benefited Trinity from moving Shan Altaf to the fullback position, because you get that two-pronged attack with Malik and Shan Altaf both being creators. There's more vision from the back of that line.
It's really enjoyed how Malik orchestrated that entire setup as well. Trinity making a little bit of a hash of the lift, but nevertheless getting the ball back and wasting no time in putting it deep into the opposition territory. Mayank Dias maybe ran a little bit too far before passing, but Avishka stands strong. Well done by the right winger that time to make sure he gave his support players time to get back to him. Mikhail Karunaratne hasn't been able to get any momentum or front football yet in this game. And you can look for Venuka Vikramasuriya just tipping it over the top. Leona Gunawardena offering him a little bit of support. And it's spilled forwards by the chasing Tomian and cutting back infield. That was Bilal Nazir. Want to make sure he does well to keep that ball, but was knocked on, and there's no advantage coming, so they will come back for the first offense.
Kicking is going to be the name of the game in these early exchanges, and we've seen that. For the Tomians, it's going to be imperative that Vikramasuriya continues doing what he does. He's been absolutely on spot, and also his chasers have backed him up as well. Trinity have been found lacking when it comes to receiving the ball or the ball collection of the high ball, so that's something that they will focus on.
Vikramasuriya just getting under the skin of Vijay Kun a little bit there. Here's Malik. Coming into second receiver position is Altaf and bounces it beautifully. Has it gone too far? Yes, it might have just gone too far. Yes. And you can see that the wind again coming over this pavilion, troubling the kickers. Didn't go into the corner as he'd hoped, just pushed the ball back in field, and they will go all the way back from where the ball was kicked for a scrum to St. Thomas's.
This is going to be a crucial error, but Shan Altaf, the idea was absolutely spot on. Would have wanted that kick to just go out on touch inside the 22 meters, trying for that 50-22, which puts the doubt in that back three of the Tomians. They will think about being a little deeper than they are now.
We talked about Mikhail Karunaratne at the last scrum. He's itching to go off the back of this Sudarshana. It's been almost 20 minutes now and he hasn't got a decent Channel 1 ball yet. I'm pretty sure he's going to go off. And on the far side for Trinity, he will be up against Evin Jayasena. In fact, Vikramasuriya gets the quick heel. Nice switch to Haliagoda. There's been plenty of good straight running. Udan Bulatsingalage just dragged down by Jayasena, and here's Karunaratne in broken field. Good tackling once again from Hamza Abdin. Chanutta Haliagoda putting his head down and making sure he protects the ball. St. Thomas is now looking to keep things a little tight, suck in this mobile defense, mobile back row defense. Here's Vanigasuriya going off the back. Pick and drive is the name of the game for St. Thomas's, and why not? Here's Bulat Singalage stepping through. Karunaratne again uses the referee, but straight over the top goes the Trinity number 5, Akash Fernando. And here's Senesh Kaliyana Gunawardena, who created the first try for Ean Pereira. St. Thomas is just short of the Trinity 22. They need to remain patient. Vikramasuriya will looking to try and kick. Here's a try scorer. Brilliant bump off, but Trinity hang on for dear life. That's a nice tackle once again from Udan Vijaykurn. Defense has been good. That's the line speed that we were talking about before the game. Vikramasuriya will be thinking of a kick, but he needs to remain patient. Here's a Haliagoda, just not letting the Thomian centre get up any momentum. They need quick ball now. Here's Bulat Singalage. Here's Karunaratne. Good tackle on him by the much smaller Abdul Malik. Vikramasuriya, this is good continuity. Nice ball skill shown by both teams so far in attack. Vikramasuriya, nice short ball, and Vanigasuriya is lifted off the ground but brought down safely. It was good discipline mid-tackle by Satish Kumar. Akit Kure, again that line speed, defeating the Thomians' ambitions. Nice ball, Avishka Pereira, that was beautifully done. Just hints of an early tackle there, but referee letting it go. Mayanka Dias lays it back. Senesh Kaliyana Gunawardena puts his head down and goes hard into the fringe defense. You can see both defense and attack tiring. That was a nice counter ruck by Satish Kumar. Mikhail Karunaratne off the back. Nothing really happening for the Thomians, as we talked about how Trinity's defense was the feature of their win against St. Anthony's. Abdin putting his hand in to try and pickpocket the ball, but realizing that he needed to not do that. So another kick that's gone a little bit too far, and they had to remain patient. They remained patient, but ultimately there was absolutely no way through. Sudarshan, a superb defense from Trinity.
12 faces, Shandaka, 12 plus faces in that good discipline by Trinity College in defense, and now also good discipline and patience by Thomians, but that defensive effort really frustrating the Thomians. When you have no way forward, you need to take an attempt, isn't it? They didn't want to go to their backs. They wanted to make sure that they get that front football, get that territorial advantage for all the trouble that they've put up, and that kick being a little overcooked.
It's great defense, Sudarshana, but how long can Trinity hold out? That's the key here. St. Thomas's need to make sure that they realize, their coaching staff realize, that if they are to win this game, they're only going to win this in the final quarter of the game. Trinity's defense is too good for them to break through and score the kind of tries they scored against Science College. That's never going to happen. So they've just got to trust their game plan and make sure that they just beat on the weak shoulder of this Trinity defense and try and run the ball back as much as they can.
It's absolutely, Shanika, because like you said, I mean, how much of ball can you kick away? Because possession is the name of the game, and you need to have possession in order to be able to score tries, as Shan Altaf once again puts ball to boot.
Mayanka Dias goes back. He looks to be roving in that fullback position. And opting for the safety of touch that time, just to settle things down.
A territorial gain of about 20 meters for Trinity College, with possession in hand as well, so that will be a big win for them. They will look to attack from here. Controlling possession is going to be key for Trinity, but like you said, despite being despite the defenses being good, how much of it can you take back to back, which will come back to bite you at the latter part of the game. So Trinity will be mindful that they need to hold on to position as much as they possibly can, while St. Thomas's will have to try and get creative. They can't be attacking the fringes if there is no way through the fringes. They will have to get creative. They will have to make use of those two big men in the number 12-13 jerseys, Liana Gunawardena and Nahalia Gado, who are battering rams as well. Liana Gunawardena, a very, very creative player and a very important one, and that if they can make use of those two players a little from the outside, change the point of attack, then St. Thomas's might be able to break through.
Well, it's been almost 25 minutes gone in this game, 10 minutes to half time, just over 10 minutes, as we see the gathered crowd. Sure, a lot of Trinitians would have made their way down from Kandy, and of course a lot of them domiciled in Colombo as well, making their way to watch their old school, the Thomian prefects, no doubt, making their voices heard in their hometown. But what I would like to see is Vikramasuriya kick and kick early, Sudarshana. Just turn that defense around and then try and get the chase on.
Yes, absolutely, Shanik, especially because of the fact that Thomian chase has been committed and has been good as well. The kicks which have been good up and unders, they put pressure on Trinity, and Trinity have been found wanting a couple of times. So if Thomians can exploit that, that's going to be very interesting.
Nicely won at the middle of the line out by Abdeen. And here's Satish Kumar, the try scorer, and that's a beautiful little steal from Liana Gunawardena. Trinity's ball handling them, letting them down so far. And this is the early kick that we talked about. It's bounced. So Shan Altaf will need to put this one deep. And Dias is the man who will chase left-footed punt. And it's out on the full. Oh, that's a shame for Mayank Dias. Again, that wind that is blowing across the ground, just taking that ball a few millimeters outside the touchline.
Very, very tricky ground this for the kickers. One of those players who really who aced from St. Thomas's is Devin. I can remember in this ground he looked like he was kicking at Mount Lavinia when he was doing his kicking duties here. Influential skipper of the Thomian outfit. That's Trinity. Set it up.
Nice take from Akash Fernando. Manusha Silva transfers it back. And straight in at the side goes Karunaratne and concedes that penalty. So this is where Trinity show that they have a little bit more than just backline moves. And Shan Altaf's boot to their bow. This has been a good drive from the Trinitians. It splintered a little bit, but I don't think the Thomians expected this weapon from Trinity. We didn't see much of it against St. Anthony's. They didn't need it, but they've got it in their armory.
Despite not having that size advantage when it comes to the forwards, Trinitians are looking to make sure that they bring that versatility and creativity when it comes to line out time. It's nice to see because against the Antonians, like you mentioned, they didn't have a lot of opportunity to try and set things up because their line outs were 50-50. This time around, they are managing to hit their marks, making sure that they capitalize on the opportunities, and now an opportunity for Shan Altaf to make the score 10 points and go into the lead.
Knockout rugby is all about maintaining leads, keeping leads, getting leads. And when you get the opportunity, don't squander it. Good call from Usman Safraz to ask his vice captain to step up. And that time it's good from Shan Altaf. It's 10 points to 7. And they'll want to take a lead into the break for sure. The skipper just heading across. Shan Altaf having a word with the bench. Speaking of the Trinity bench, nice to see Anushka Pereira back in town from New York, sitting behind the Trinity bench, although he will be cheering on the Thomians, many of these lads who he's coached at under 16 level, so he'll be very happy to see them and wish them a good season.
Well, I believe Anushka still has a soft spot for his hometown team as well, Trinity. Massive All Black fan. As yet again Hamza put under massive pressure by St. Thomas's. They've absolutely aced this kickoff. And referee Atavar says no advantage. It will be a scrum in favour of the Thomians. A very good restart work by the Thomians, Shanaka.
And not sure why referee Atavar didn't play advantage there. St. Thomas has had the ball. And they've really conceded a lot of weight with Shahi and Megham coming into the loose head side instead of Sitil Pereira. Easily 15 kilos there that Sitil Pereira brings to the party. Which means that Manusha Silva and Achinta Jayasena have a little bit more of an easier time, but as I say that, the Thomian front row comes up trumps.
Silva that time was the culprit who was bringing the scrum down. Thomians this time no option to go to touch line out inside the 22. This is going to be the first line out, attacking line out the Thomians are going to have. It will be interesting to see what their options are going to be, because they have a hefty set of forwards. If they can set it up and try and replicate what Trinity did on the other end of the field, it's going to be advantage St. Thomas's.
Leon Pereira nicely won that time by Tulsi Alavihara. Oh, interesting one. Interesting one. We want to see that one again.
Well, it did look like they lost the ball forward with Mikael Kanraratna, with the pressure coming in from Trinity. But referee Yatavar, deeming that the ball was brought down illegally, has awarded the penalty in favour of the Thomians.
So it looked like the pulling down happened before the knock-on is what referee Yatavar deems. That was Vanigasuriya with the catch in the line-out at number 2, not Alavihara, and they will have to do it all over again. I think they probably should have gone for the corner, Sudarshana. Instead of just playing catch-up now, they needed to just show a bit of positive intent. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities in the opposition 22, so even if Mayank Adas puts this over, I really think that they should have gone for the jugular just before half-time.
Thomians wanting to square things up have opted for the 3 points, and Dyers has been in very good kicking form. And has no problem as well. Scores are level here at Havelock Park. 10 points all with under 5 minutes to go in this first half.
Lovely strike from Dias. His father donning the jersey before him just about 40 years ago in the famous teams of 88 and 89. Mayank Dias putting St. Thomas's even on the scoreboard. His assistants Aruna Santa and Veranga raised their flags. But I still do think that that was an opportunity for St. Thomas's to just get in the corner, put a little bit of pressure on that Trinity defense. Nice step back infield from Vanigasuriya. That's Shalin Vanigasuriya. Vikram Surya getting ready to launch that high, and it's a good chase once again. Sanesh Gunawardena does brilliantly and gives Shan Altaf a pat on the back just to remind him that this isn't the Bradby son.
Altaf that time did very well to collect it, but on contact going down, losing control of the ball and knocking it forward. handling errors have really costed Trinity momentum. So that's going to be crucial. They need to make sure that they understand and they keep a wrap on their handling errors, because in order to have the continuity that they aspire to have, they need to make sure that they are on the run. Tomians, on the other hand, will be very happy that they've managed to really rattle Trinity again, and a good high-hanging kick.
Testing Bilal once again, but Altaf does well to run off his winger's shoulder. And Senesh Kariyanagunawath at that time just going too far in trying to compete with that ball.
Yes, couldn't support his body weight and had his hands on the ground, which is why it has been penalized. Opportunity for Altaf now. Take a couple of breaths. Look at his options and try, and I think what he needs to go here is for accuracy and not distance, because if you go for distance, this ever-changing wind here at Havelock Park might really catch you, and that's exactly what he does. He goes for touch, wants accuracy, wants to make sure that they hold on to possession, Trinity, and to start over, because Tomians were slowly but surely getting that upper hand when it comes to momentum.
Yes, St. Thomas's really did wrest back the momentum after that try was scored. And this is a moment where Trinity can pull it back to their side. Just a couple of moments to go before half-time. It's a shortened line out. And Shrayan Satish Kumar coming back off a nice little rehearsed move.
Well, did they have to throw that back of the hand pass? I do not know, because it did look like it would have been much better if he went down and recycled that ball. But nevertheless, Trinity coming away with possession, with the Tomians not managing to recycle that ball. So no harm done. Opportunity for the Trinitians to try and attack inside the Tomian half.
Lots of fancy moves in the line-out, Sudarshana, and they're showing their hand pretty early on in the season. Trinity, first half of the quarter-final, just the second match of the season, as Satish Kumar goes off the back, and nice thumping tackle, but Malik is in a good position. Jumping into that tackle was the Trinity player. Kicked away, so referee Atawara will come back for the advantage. Play on was the call, in fact. So we'll come back and have a look at this one. Not sure there's much in it, Sudarshana.
Well, interestingly, I believe it was Veeravansa was jumping on to catch that ball, but I think before he caught the ball and landed on the ground, the tackle was completed, which is why referee awarded the penalty. Having a word with the assistant referees, unfortunately we do not have the feed in to know what their discussion is about. They will have a word. Hopefully it's only a penalty and nothing serious, but referee Atawara is reaching into his pocket. This is not good.
Looks like he's made his decision. Unfortunately, we can't hear the conversation, and Avishka will be the man going to the bin. If you can see that one again. Just after we see the referee's decision, and yes, just on the stroke of half-time, Avishka Pereira, try scorer from last week, goes to the bin. Unfortunate circumstances, but I think referee Atawara had no option given the circumstances. It would be nice to see that one again. Tackle in the air is the call.
Altaf duly complies and puts ball to boot. Gets Trinity inside the 22 meters. It would be nice if we can take a look at that incident where the penalty came through.
Here's the throw into the line out, and this time St. Thomas's are alive to the maul danger. But this is really well constructed by Trinity. They're driving forward, and this time they break away. Still going, nobody behind that for the Thomians. Gone down and it's Satish Kumar. In fact, it's Nisit Kumarasinghe who goes over the hooker.
Second Amana Bank try for Trinity College, and that will give them a lot of confidence. They've lost a player, and now they've squandered the lead to Trinity College. Trinity will be elated at the fact that they
Radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence. Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex, get, spray, go.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
There is a rhythm to island life, where a walk is a dance, where there is work-life flexibility, where fun is serious, and where songs rise out of the sea. The unique and amazing facets of island living inspire us.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
සමහර බැඳීම් ජීවිත කාලයටමයි. නිපොන් සිමෙන්ති.
Saratona enjoy කරන්න party එකට go.
Black Night Go. Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තු මිසර
Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තු මිසර විහිදේ හික්කක සිත බැඳා මාතේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හිටක බදේ පොටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තියේ කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තියේ කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Follow your dreams, achieve your goals. With every step, let your story unfold. In this world you will shine. Just believe it's your time. Sky is the ultimate limit. Never can you stop any day.
Chase your dream career with eSoft Metro Campus.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
දවසම refresh වෙන්න train එකට go.
Night Go. Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Superset for bricklaying and plastering. Tokyo Superset. Do it right the first time. ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
දවසම refresh වෙන්න train එකට go.
Night Go. Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Good evening and welcome to live action here at the Havelock Sports Club. You're live on ThePapare.com, wherever you are in the world. Lovely to have you with us, whether you're in Colombo, Kandy, or even in Da Nang, Vietnam, where we have viewers. Sudarshana Gihan Yatavara has kept control of a tight first half, where we saw a controversial moment just towards the end of that half. Avishka Pereira yellow carded and Trinity College scoring off that move as well to take them into a 17 points to 10 lead. But it's been a tense affair so far. And against the wind, let's see what St. Thomas's can do to try and get back that 7-point lead. Trinity will come out with confidence and the knowledge that they have Sean Altaf's boot to keep them in the right part of the pitch. Nice clearance that time from the skipper.
Brilliantly done. Getting 40 meters. This is going to be a feature of the game that we are going to see very often in this second half as well. Trinity will be pleased with the fact that they get a 10-minute advantage in this second half, where they will have the numerical advantage, so they will look to try and use that.
Nice work in the line out that time again by Trinity. That was Erin Jayasena. Lovely break for Trinity. Managed to get the ball back despite the Thomians' best efforts at the breakdown. Nice break that time. And here's Udan Vijayakun, has a little bit of a look and finds his prop forward, Achinta Jayasena. Vijayakun again to Malik. The skipper now finds his core centre. Nice ball over the top, and it's juggled a little bit. The accuracy for Trinity will not be as good as Coach Fazil Marija would like. But they're still early season, and they will be getting better at that as they get that beautiful run from Sean Altaf. Beautiful hands from Udan Vijayakun. Leaves Mayank Adas for dead, and Sean Altaf gets over for the try. What a brilliant score by Sean Altaf, showing that he's not just a kicker, he's a runner as well, and St. Thomas's might find themselves in even bigger trouble now.
Udan Vijayakun, take a bow, young lad. That reminds me of Roshan Veeraratna back in the day for Kandy Sports Club. Just unbelievable stuff. Beautifully timed, and Sean Altaf hits on that ball, hits the gap, goes through without the trouble. Amana Bank, try number 3 for Trinity College, and this is just what the doctor ordered for Trinity early in this half. Runs across, takes that man out, and that gaping hole for St. Thomas's did have problems last week as well against Science College, and Trinitians have done their homework right, completely exploiting that. And Sean Altaf says thank you very much, touches down, has a little bit of a laugh as well. Now opportunity for Altaf. 2 yellow cards for St. Thomas's for that high shot on Sean Altaf. Double blow, triple blow. Thomians now in trouble.
It was a seatbelt tackle from Udan Bulatsingalage. Not a high degree of danger, of course, because Altaf was already going down to score the try. But Yatavara opting to go for a yellow card. What I found interesting was that he asked Sean Altaf, did he get you around the neck? And Altaf gave a sly nod. And he seemed to milk that for all it was worth. And Trinity now going into a 2-score lead. But a beautiful angle. He called it. Udan Vijayakun heard it. And it was beautifully executed. Just as we were talking about the accuracy of Trinity's passing, they came up with a moment of magic. Here's Altaf once again, now looking to full of confidence now. Here we go for Bilal Nazir. Lovely tackle in the end by Senishka. Here's Trinity now with their tails up. Pumping his legs was Achinta Jayasena. And here's Malik with a cross kick. Beautifully weighted, just short of the 22 though. They liked it to go 2 meters further forward, but he'll take it.
Brilliant work by Trinity, now looking to play in front, looking to try and capitalize. Maybe a second or two earlier on that replay would have showed us where that tackle was. But anything above this tournament is going to be frowned upon in the modern game. And referee Atavara having no doubts in awarding that yellow card to St. Thomas's.
Well, I know Sean Altaf started off as a football player, but not sure I like what I saw there where he went down looking like he'd been shot. It was a seatbelt tackle, but didn't need to make a meal of it. He's a good enough player without needing to resort to that to get players sent off. Vijay Kohn. Usman. He has Altaf, juggles it, catches it well, and that time the Thomian defense get back on track, and they're playing against 13 men, so Liana Gunawardena and Ali are going to have to put in a shift.
Yes, a lot of responsibility on the midfielders, and they are really coming up ranks here. Had to make sure that pass from Usman didn't find the mark, had to reach out Sean Altaf, which hampered his momentum, letting Liana Gunawardena come across and mark him down. Trinity now looking to play wide. They know they have the numbers advantage, so they will be looking to attack the outside corners. Two backs in the Nordic Shanika defending this Trinity line is going to be a little bit of a headache for the Thomians.
Certainly is. And Mayank Adais finds touch, but it's not a long touch. And they will now need to defend for dear life. It's a lovely pass from Vikramasuriya, just giving just enough room. And again, a little bit of afters once the ball has gone. Don't want to see tempers boiling over in this game. Koditawaku with the throw. And this is an area of the game that Trinity have completely dominated, the line out. Not only have they caught everything, but they've made sure they've got attacking opportunities out of it, as we see the try scorer Nisit Kumarasinghe breaking away into the 22. Nice break also that time from Evin Jayasena and Udan Vijay Kohn now. With two men over, unfortunately the pass is not a good one. And Mayank Adais flies up to make an important tackle. Seneshka Liana Gunawardena just can't get his hands on that ball. Here's Jayasena again. And that's good work from Mikhail Karunaratne.
Jayasena that time, I thought his second attempt trying to go down and stand straight. Take a look at this. He carried the ball well. Initial contact and should have gone down here, which would have gotten the supporting players clearing that ruck. But his hesitation giving opportunity for Mikhail Karunaratne to come over that ball legally and try and jackal it.
But again, no touch found by St. Thomas's, which is a little bit of a problem. And Akit Kure makes the tackle on his opposite number. Nice run that time by Yabdehige, who hasn't been in the game too much. Everything has happened on his opposite flank, and that's Usman going for the long ball. Why not? Because you're two men up in the line, and here's Satish Kumar. Avishka Pereira is back, so it's 14 against 15 for the moment. Like to see somebody going in there and counter-rucking without letting Udan Vijay Kohn just have an easy ride. Lovely chase by Usman Safraz, but Mayank Adais now manages to get away. He's dragged down by Malik, by Vijay Kohn rather. Lost the contest, did the Trinity Jackler, and now St. Thomas's looking to go with that pick and go option. Vikramasuriya desperate for his players to come around quickly. And there's nobody folded over onto the left as Vanigasuriya goes. They need the quick ball and they need it quickly to the left, but Ayan Pereira picks and goes. Vikramasuriya needs to see the options on his left-hand side. He's got the numbers. You can see the Trinity defense. Altaf desperately calling for defenders to fold, but now the moment has passed for the Thomians. Mikhail Karunaratne lays it back nicely, the big number 8. Vikramasuriya calls for his forwards. This must have been discussed at half-time, Sudarshana, that this is where they might be able to make inroads against Trinity. And Onija Korituaku doesn't roll away, but manages to just in time. And here's now Mayanka Dias for Senesh Kalyana Gudavardhana, beautifully read that time by Trinity. Lovely work by Sadisha Veeravangsa to really shut down that move. The Thomian centres, so dangerous against Science, haven't been allowed any room at all. And this is where they will need to find alternatives. High shot is the call by Yatavara. Shan Altaf collects it, but they will come back.
Interesting decision to make because there are multiple penalties coming here because there were 2 high shots. And there is opportunity right in front of the post to go for points, but 3 points are not going to make any difference to this ball game. So St. Thomas's will have to make sure that they make the correct decision, whether they are going to go for points or they take the advantage and go to touch and try and make something of it. Seems like they've gone to touch.
That's where the penalty came, a high shot. Well, I would have loved to take a scrum in the center of the field, Sudarshana, especially with 1 man extra for Trinity. Just draw those forwards in and try to get a one-on-one fight, the Liana Gudavardhana or Haliagoda.
I think, Shanika, the reason why they would have gone for the line-out is the fact that it's one of the backs missing from St. Thomas's, and Trinity have the full complement of the backs to try and mark them around. But they will look to try and set this one up, St. Thomas's. They have the weight advantage.
That was dragged down. And here's Mikhail Karunaratne going for the line. Difficult man to stop from this angle. Gets close. And now this is where the Thomian forwards like to see themselves. Haliagoda. Beautiful defense by Trinity. Outstanding work, superb upper body strength to drive the Thomians back there. They're still 3 meters short. They can see the line calling, beckoning. Vikramasuriya driving his pack mules forward. And this time Vikramasuriya goes to the backs. Liana Gunawardhana cut down in a beautiful tackle by a replacement, number 31 on the pitch. That's Amar Manzil. Here's Mikhail Karunaratne. Good stepping to get just beyond the tackler and lay the ball back. And that's really good work from Trinity to slow the ball down. The Thomian forwards will test this defense. Twanigasuriya is a tall lad, just lays it back. Brilliant work again by Satish Kumar on his opposite number. That was such a good tackle. Jerome Kano stuff in there by Shran Satish Kumar.
Faces after faces. Brilliant work from St. Thomas's. This is what you call Thomian grit, isn't it, Shanika? The forwards will have to really grind from here.
This is great defense also. Superb discipline by Trinity not to advance beyond the last foot. And just not to stick a stray hand in there. And this is where they come off the line. And Akit Kure, can he get past? No, he can't. Holds on to the ball. Steps one, steps another. And Senesh Kalyana Gunawardhana knocks it forward. Play on is the call. Went back. And Chanut Haliagoda will pump his legs, get them into the 5 meter line again. They've scattered the defense a little bit. And this is where they've got to make sure that they have someone over the ball. Trinity's defense will be tiring now. Even if they don't score off this, they've made good inroads, but Trinity have already unloaded their bench. This is edge of the seat stuff here. Inches short now, the Thomians. It's a pile of bodies. It's a real mess. It's like the opening sequence of Saving Private Ryan here. And offside is the call, so Trinity have finally let go. And yes, it seems to be a try. Veranka made a signal from the touchline.
I believe that signal came from Veranka for that offside line coming in. So lost forward is the call, but it will be a penalty in favor of the Tomians. Trinity holding, but finally the pressure becoming a little too much. If you are a forward watching this, you are going to absolutely love it. Both set of forwards, Tomians having that good discipline to be patient. Trinity having that good defensive discipline not to shoot across just before that last infringement. Just absolutely brilliant stuff. Old school rugby being dished out here at Havelock Park.
Well, they've called for the scrum, Sudarshana. I was calling for the scrum from the last penalty, but they've gone for it this time. And I really would love to see Mikhail Karunaratne putting the young Trinity scrum fly half in his sights. Here he goes. Steps one, steps another. Nice tackle, laid back. Vikramasuriya needs to be available a little bit more. He's getting a little involved. Needs to direct traffic rather than become the traffic. Nice work from Eyan Pereira, but beautiful work from Evin Jayasena over the top of the ball. We talked about having players over the ball, and Eyan Pereira was isolated there, and Trinity win this round.
Incredible work from Jayasena, and this would really lift up the momentum and also the spirit of the Trinitians. Yes, they've been under the pump for so very long, and when it's so close to the line, Shanaka, that's a lot of pressure that you have to do with a lot of stress and anxiety, but they've come out top. They've given away the penalty, and when they did look like they were under the pump and it was inevitable that big Karunaratne might score from that scrum, they've still managed to hold on, and Jayasena comes up and says, I'll be the hero. I'll take the turnover, and brilliant stuff.
Great stuff from Trinity. There have been two moments in this game so far, Sudarshana, that have changed the momentum in favor of Trinity. One was when Mayank Kada slotted over that penalty. And I told you at that time that they needed to go for the corner. They needed to be positive. And it seemed like it was just catch-up rugby at that point, which betrays a mindset. And this, when Evin Jayasena managed to jackal that ball after such a long period of defense, might be a match-winning moment. Ball bouncing dangerously, but Mayank Kada does well to pirouette and try to stay on his feet. Vikramasuriya does well there to shovel that ball back so that his forwards can run onto it, and now they find themselves 60 meters back from where they began, and Vikramasuriya will have no option but to keep this nice and low. And Altaf will ask for it in the center of the field, and he will know that all he needs to do is keep his forward pack in the right part of the field, and that's superb game management from the Trinity deputy.
Acres of space in this side of the field, and Sean Altaf recognizing that, putting the ball back, and he knows the Tomian forwards will be deflated when they go back to their own half, just outside their 22 meters. And Trinity now playing that territorial game. The kicks have slowed down a little bit, Shanika. Both teams looking to play with ball in hand now, because St. Thomas's have figured that the kicks are not giving them the same advantage that they did give them in that first 10. We'll have to make sure that they play with ball in hand.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure I agree with that, Sudarshana. I think the kicks were giving them good go forward, and I think they haven't kicked well enough in this second half. They haven't really had the opportunity, as we see that crooked throw, really wobbly one that time, and it was contested, and therefore very much crooked.
It's absolutely brilliant that Trinity decided to contest that ball, Shanik, especially given the fact that if with the new rules, if you do not contest, you do not have that opportunity to try and claim that crooked throw. So Trinity managing to put pressure on that throw, on the jumper, and making sure that they get possession back.
On that rule, though, if it's manifestly crooked and if it's really, really crooked, then the referees are still going to call it back. But if it's a marginal crooked throw, they're going to let it go. It wasn't contested. Vijay Kohn. Nice long ball from Usman. Altaf in the line to the bootlaces of Yadda who still manages to hang on to it. Here's the man who's made a bit of damage, Akash Fernando, carrying the ball strongly in that central pod of forwards for the Trinitians. And here's the replacements coming on. Thomas carrying strongly in midfield, and Mayank Adas drops that one. Udan Vijay Kohn, lovely ball over the top, juggling from Manzil. Malik rather, and Abdul Malik just couldn't get to the line. Interesting to see whether that's a penalty or just a knock-on, because he did seem to get both hands to it, Sudarshana.
Yes, both hands will save Dias this time around, because he had a fair chance of catching that ball. But no, referee Atavara thinks otherwise. A penalty has been awarded. I think it was a little harsh, the penalty, because Mayank Dias did have the opportunity to catch that ball, and he did put both his hands and tried pulling the ball back as well. But now Trinity with a golden opportunity to really put this game to bed here. If they can score from here, it'll be a little too steeper of a mountain to climb for the Tomians.
Yes, I thought that was a little harsh, especially because there seemed to be some interference with his arm as well when he was catching it. So St. Thomas is not getting the rub of the green. The line out has been excellent for Trinity and continues to be so. The Thomians piling in, but piling in from the wrong side. As we see Trinity going straight through the middle of that maul and coming away with it somehow is a replacement prop for the Thomians. Shavin Gunaratne. How he managed to pickpocket that ball, I don't know, but Mayank Adas will be very grateful.
There's some good work there. It's interesting to see why referee Atavara from the early infringement did not let that advantage continue, Shankar, because it was a 50-50 ball on both sides. Here's what happened. Thomians managing to rip that one once the ball went down, but another line-out opportunity for Trinity. Going to 6, beautifully done again.
Here's Abdin, who goes off the back, and a nice run against the grain by Satish Kumar, who has been excellent. Here's a nice wraparound move. Yadda Hige coming in off his wing. Udan Vijay Kohn, nice control from the scrum half. Oh, that's a big hit. Shavin Gunaratne. Ball and all tackle, and here's Malik. Into the game now is Amar Manzil. Vijay Kohn. Ball into the center of the field, and that is Achinta Jayasena. Vijay Kohn just running laterally, creating a bit of space, and straight flies Seneshka Leona Gunawardena and makes the tackle. You can see that Leona Gunawardena has got Shan Altaf's number. Sudarshana, he's told his team, leave him to me, and he's done his job.
Yes, he's been absolutely brilliant. Leona Gunawardena, but Shan Altaf creating problems every time he joins the line. So what happens there is when Leona Gunawardena focuses on Shan Altaf, who's coming back from fullback, joining the line, there is an opening that's being created on the outside for the centres. However, Trinity's passing has been a little under par this game, which is why we haven't seen Yadda in his normal running game. Shanaka, most of the passes has been to his bootlaces, or he has to track back to try and collect it. It's a brilliant kick from St. Thomas's to come into Trinity half.
Yeah, really good kick. And they needed something to spark them, but nicely done by Trinity at the front of the line out again. But closing the gaps is the call, and I think that's well spotted by referee Atavara, because the Trinity defensive line out jumped straight across the Thomian number 2. Lost a couple of seconds during that replay there, and Vikramasuriya dummies from the base. Avishka nowhere to go. And the Thomian forwards are tiring now to get there. You can see the legs are giving out on both teams. It's been one of those real arm wrestle matches so far. Vikramasuriya, lovely ball across the face, needed to find Vanigasuriya, did Bulat Singhal again, now he does. Mayanka Dias might have delayed the pass just a little too much. And here's Dias, still has the ball, lays it back nicely. Udan Bulat Singhal again, hands it off to Mikhail Karunaratne, but you can see there's not as much go forward in the Thomian forwards' legs at this point. Can the bench player Shavin Gururatne provide the impetus? Nice body position, but also a good tackle by Ishara Premachandra, who's on the park. Trinity's bench have done their job. They're tackling manfully, not trying to do too much. And apart from a few penalties early doors, their discipline has been very good under a lot of pressure. Vanigasuriya not really seeing the Thomian ball carriers doing too much damage. Offside is the call from Yatavara, and Mikhail Karunaratne continues to carry, but again the upper body strength from Shayan Satish Kumar. Sudarshana has been outstanding. Bulat Singhal again puts the punt in, but it's a little too far, but they'll come back as Nazir goes off on a run. Didn't realize that the penalty advantage was being played.
Opportunity now again for St. Thomas's. Couple of offsides coming in from Trinity, but Satish Kumar has been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he? He hasn't got here. You spoke about how Lena Gunawardena has got the number of Sean Altaf, but quite literally Satish Kumar having the number of his opposite number, much large opposite number, Mikhail Karunaratne. He's a devastating ball carrier, but he has been absolutely amazing.
Well, they want to set up a grandstand 10 minutes here by making a score. St. Thomas's need to score and to convert. Liana Gunawardena with a long ball out to Akit Kure. Kure runs across field, stays on his feet nicely. He's an experienced man, good ball carrier as well. And looks like we might want to have a chat to Usman Safraz, and it looks like Achinta Jayasena goes to the bin. Not sure what that was about.
I think that was because of repeated infringements. There were 3 penalties that the referee put his hand up for. And Trinity now guilty of giving away too many penalties inside the red zone. We'll have to make sure that they put their heads down. Thomians taking that quick tap.
Achinta Jayasena, you could see that he was out on his feet. St. Thomas's really need to bring this one round closer to the posts to give Mayanka Dias an easier conversion. They can't afford to get 5 points. They need 7. And Mikhail Karunaratne goes over. Surely that's a try. Yes, it is.
Ramana back try for St. Thomas's after a long lapse. First of the second half. And now the onus will be on Mayanka Dias. He needs to make sure he takes his time. It's going to be a difficult one, but he's converted the earlier one from a similar angle. No slouch with the boot. Dias will have to make sure that he takes all that 9 seconds, get his focus right, and gets this one in. Currently the wind blowing across the ground.
Well, it's been a match worthy of a final or even a semi-final, Sudarshana, even though it's just a quarter. Important conversion, and that time it's not good. The referees watched it all the way, and Mayank Dias in this difficult ground where the wind has changed, I believe. From where we are sitting now, it seems to be blowing in the opposite direction. As the crow flies, we're pretty close to the sea, so there can be quite a bit of change in the winds just up the road. Less than a kilometer away is the ocean. So the wind does keep changing its habits, but 24 points to 15, a 9-point lead. And St. Thomas's will desperately need to get back in the opposition half. Try and make use of that one-man advantage. Altaf, will he go for a drop? Now what's going on here?
Seems like there has been a late charge. Number 2, oh, that's not good for Trinity. The man who's just come onto the field, Udukumura, going to the bench. Now this can be another turning moment of the game. 2 men out, 13 against 15, and the Tomians have the final 10 minutes. They will have a 2-man advantage, Chanaka.
Well, that's silly, isn't it? Very silly by Udukumura. Nursing a 9-point lead, did not need to do that. You can see Altaf hanging his head. That's the kind of mistake that you call a coach killer. Ihan Yatavara is looking back, and looks like it might be Saneshka Lianagunawardana who's on the floor. It's like a head knock. Let's try and see what...
I believe it's not Lianagunawardana. Lianagunawardana can be very easily distinct with his flash green pair of boots. That's not him for sure. But I believe it was the boy who kicked that one out.
Maybe Bulat Singalage, in fact. Oh, it's Akit Kure.
Akit Kure, the number 15 for St. Thomas's. He's okay to continue.
Good to see that he's back on his feet. But this is where St. Thomas's desperately need to turn the screws. And they need to do that by now taking on this Trinity pack, who've just had a bout of desperate defending on the line. They need to get that maul and drive it like a Tata bus.
Exactly.
Good kick by Bulat Singalage.
Exactly what Tomians wanted, finding touch. Because remember, at these kind of crucial moments, even the easiest thing as finding touch could be the most difficult one. Opportunity now for Tomians.
So Hamid finds his man that time, the replacement hooker. It was Manika Surya at number 2, and Makal Karunaratne has it at the back. It's stopped once and still going forward. It's gone down, but not by any infringement. Bulat Singalage directing traffic. He'll want the ball to the line. Here's a Haliagoda. Haven't seen him do too much damage today. You have to say that Usman Sarfraz has had his number. Bulat Singalage just couldn't get it away. Squeezes the ball. And that was nicely done by the young fly half. Here's Meegama. Zoyan Hamid, desperate to get to the line. And are we going to have a grandstand finish, Sudarshana? So close. And it's over. It's over. Yes, it is. Sudarshana, you're saying it's a knock-on. It'll be good to see that one again. And it's Jason Janadas who manages to get the ball over the line. Did he do that or drop it forward? That'll be something that we want to see. Let's look at the base of the post. Janadas puts his hands on the ball here. Oh, I think he's got it, Sudarshana. I think he's got it. Wasn't pretty, but he got it.
Right underneath the post. with the conversion to come. 20 points to 24, it will be cut down to 22 points to 24. Referee Yatava recalling the players back. No try is the call. Seems like the council with the assistant referees have prevailed, and a loss forward has been awarded.
Well, you called it, Sudarshana. You called it as it happened. We'd love to see that one again if we can. But you've got to take a scrum, surely. Absolutely have to take the scrum. And that's what they've called. Here it is, Jnanadas.
Ooh, he plants his I think the first go was short, and then he tries to reach out, which is why it's being called a loss forward. I think the call came from the assistant referee. Remember, very interesting here. There is one forward missing from Trinity College, and there is one back missing from Trinity College. With the under-19 rules, Mikhail Karunaratne will have to step out. But St. Thomas's wouldn't mind, because a running Karunaratne to the ball is going to be a dangerous weapon, especially given the fact that Trinitians are outnumbered in the backs as well. Oh, that's a massive line.
They've really got to find a little bit of momentum, the Thomians. That was really good work by the Trinity flanker, getting up in Vikramasuriya's face. It's a brilliant scrum from them as well, just putting the pressure on when they needed it. Here's Zoyan Hamid. It's been plenty of work. Akit Kure manages to get it back in field to Leona Gunawardena. Hanging on for dear life is the Trinity number 21, Ishara Premachandra, who's made some important tackles, and Trinity do it again. Their defense comes up trumps. Really good work by the Trinitians, but I saw it happen, Sudarshana, and it did not look good for Seneshka Gunawardena's knee. That tackle that Premachandra made, he held on to the Thomian center from his calf, and his body twisted. Did not look good at all. Oh dear, oh dear.
Not something that you like to see, but just like we spoke just before the game, absolute brilliant defensive effort from Trinity. They've backed themselves up. They've made sure, despite the wave and after wave of attack from the Thomians, and despite losing a player for repeated penalties, they've made sure that they've stuck to something that they've mastered. They've stuck to something that they've done well, the defensive effort, and the Trinitians will have their defensive effort to thank if they come away with this game. 15 points to 24, just over 5 minutes to go in this game, and Thomians will be kicking themselves, because that scrum, you could see, Shanika, something that the coaches will have to look at is they will have to make sure that they prepare for 7-man scrums, because the moment Mikhail was taken out there was no channeling of that ball. The ball just jutted out from that scrum.
Yes, they absolutely have to prepare for it, because even if the opposition is ill-disciplined, you still lose your number 8. And that needed to be a steady scrum. We spoke about it, Sudarshana, at the start of the game, that if St. Thomas's are to win this, they're only going to win this in the final quarter. They seem to have not remembered that, and maybe left a little bit too much on the park early on in the first half, the second half rather, as Altaf will bang this one down as far as he can go, and Mayank Dias will have no option but to run it back. It's a tired step from Dias. He's been patrolling the backfield. The Thomian bench need to make themselves counted now. Shavin Gunaratne breaks the first tackle. Here's quick ball from Vikramasuriya. Nice handling, and Zaidan Akbar thumps up into midfield. His dad, Sammy, will be cheering him on. You see these boys moving all the way from the juniors now to be real contenders. Mikhail Karunaratne keeps going, but referee calls it back. I'm not sure what that was for.
I believe that's accidental offside. The referee has spotted there. Karunaratne clashing on with yes, obstruction.
Yes, a spot on there. Vanigasuri a little clumsy to get in the way. You can see that it's taken a toll, hasn't it, Sudarshana, this defensive effort from Trinity. It's just that moment of magic that created the deficit. That little back of the hand from Udan Vijaykon to Shan Altaf. That's what blew the game open. And I think St. Thomas has really lost a little bit of their maturity there. I think they tried to play catch-up from that point on, and what they should have done was stick to their game plan. Kick the ball just a few chips over and really tire this defense out and these forwards out by making them turn backwards and then attack them with their pick and goes. So I think that little moment of flair just meant that St. Thomas's felt that there was a mountain to climb when all it was a hill.
Yes, I do agree with you, Shanak. And also, I think more than that, what would have really taken the wind out of their sails is the fact that despite the wave and wave after wave after wave of attack being ever so close to that try line, which takes a lot of toll on you when you go in for those close quarter hits, not being able to put points on the board would have really put them under pressure.
There's Altaf once again. He'll have nothing else but the long route one ball on his mind. Mayanka Dias is forced to kick because the chase is good. And Satish Kumar, who has been everywhere today. If we have to pick a man of the match, Sudarshana, I will brook no arguments about how Shrayan Satish Kumar is the only one on my radar.
Oh, I'm not going to even suggest anybody else, Shanika. He's been absolutely phenomenal. Satish Kumar has been around the park throughout the game, and he's showcased upper body strength, which doesn't look like he possesses, despite being that lanky lad. Shrayan Satish Kumar, definitely the Swiss stick player of the game for me as well.
Venuka Vikramasuriya takes it quickly. Karunaratne does well to get there, and Hamid picks and goes. Here's Shavin Gunaratne, the Thomian bench has been good. Didn't look like there was a release there, Sudarshana. And here's Chanu Tahaliagoda, who has been largely tackled to a standstill in this game. He needs to find another string to his board as Ahaliagoda and Liana Gunawardena. Their power is not going to be the only thing that they can rely on. Bulat Singalage does well. It goes laterally a little bit, but manages to bring that ball, and counter-rucking again is Satish Kumar, just disturbing the quality of that ball as Vanigasuriya puts it back. They're inside the 22, but with 2 minutes to go and 2 scores away, St. Thomas's have to score and score quickly. Bulat Singalage shadowed and tackled again by Satish Kumar. Turned over beautifully, and Shan Altaf will thump this one right across the road into Isipatana College. And that's a big, big win for Trinity. They advance to the semi-finals. And is the hoodoo being broken? Is this going to be the first title since 2014, is it? 2013 for Trinity in the knockouts. They've proved that they are a team to be reckoned with. And Gihan Yatavara gets escorted off. Shan Altaf gives high fives to the coaching staff. And Trinity have won this and won it well.
Oh, I think Trinitians will be really happy at the way in which they won this one. Absolutely brilliant game from both the teams. You've got to really commend both the teams, because tactically as well, both teams matched up, and it's really nice to see when two teams which are at a similar level, going at each other. The tactical battle, the strategical battle, it was almost like we chatted about this during halftime as well. End of the first half, it was almost like looking at a game of good boxing, a scientific boxing game. Absolute brilliant stuff, but the Lions come out as the victors of this quarterfinal and will book their place alongside Zahira College in the first semi-final of the President's Knockouts Trophy. Dialog President's Knockouts. It's going to be a cracker-lacking affair. 2 more games to come tomorrow, but the precursor of the Cananar Desarum Trophy favors the Lions from the hills.
Well, that's going to be in Mount Lavinia, Sudarshana, which means that things are going to be a little different than playing at a neutral venue. But you have to think that Trinity, coming through the Stomian test, have put themselves up in a favourites position. And then, of course, we have Isipatana taking on Wesley College, and that's going to eliminate another really good team as well, which means that that team might find themselves in the final as well. So these are almost semi-finals, as we've got the full highlights of the match coming up. Unfortunate mistake for Nazir, Deali and Gunawad. They're doing brilliantly to set up Ayan Pereira for the first score of the game. But St. Thomas's from here didn't go on. They didn't look to keep the pedal to the metal, as it were. And this is another beautiful mazy run from Shan Altaf. Created the try by bringing Avishka off his wing and Shrayan Satish Kumar going over for the score. Nicely converted by Altaf as well from the corner flag, and another good penalty put over. Mayank Kadayas replying in kind, but that's the moment I felt that St. Thomas's needed to go for the corner. And this is the messy maul that ultimately...
Nisit Kumar Singh, a touchdown from an Altaf duly complied. And how about this one? Just beautiful stuff. Shan Altaf going all the way and making sure that he touched down, and Thomians losing a player there as well to a yellow card. Makar Karnaratne doing the due diligence and touching down, making that game very, very interesting. This was the Salam try. The earlier touchdown, I thought, was short, and then going the distance. Initially, referee Atawar thought it was a try, but then the Sena Council prevailed from the assistant referee. As we look at the key stats, 2 tries to 3, Trinity with 3 conversions, and both teams getting a penalty. Our player of the match, Shayan Satish Kumar, who was absolutely brilliant, NDB player of the match.
Yes, NDB player of the match, Satish Kumar scoring a try, and defensive brilliance from him as well. A real high work rate today. Was easily the best forward, easily the best player on the pitch. And coming up tomorrow, we have some outstanding games. 2 from Havelock Park here, and Royal College as well. And we have a game at 1:30, and that's going to be a tough one to play, Sudarshana. The heat today, when Anand College won their game, was also really a tough match. And we have another Premier Trophy quarterfinal also at 1:30 at the Royal Complex. And then we have the President's Trophy quarterfinal 3 and 4. We have DS taking on Royal, and we have Isipatana taking on Wesley.
Shanaka, the third quarterfinal is going to be an interesting one. Royal going to be dressed in blue, gold, blue, and DS in black, gold, blue. It's going to be very difficult for the man in the middle. I hope there will be a jersey change that happens at the ground, because otherwise it's going to be a very, very difficult one to officiate.
Well, it's been a dress rehearsal for the Canon RS Desarum Trophy, and it has been a wonderful advert for what we can expect for the upcoming Dialog School season. Sudarshana will be with a spring in his step as he walks out of the commentary box. I will be dragging my feet, but we will all be back tomorrow on thepapare.com when we come back to bring you quarterfinals 3 and 4 of the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout Tournament. Until then, it's goodbye from us.
ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හික්කක සිත බැඳා මාතේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හික්කක බැඳේ පොටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence. Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Our mountains are majestic. They can be life-giving. Some are even sacred, and their heights bear marks of our heritage. Our mountains elevate us. To us, they are ever inspiring.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. Hamasitakma pipide, rasa lemon rasa ye. Jeevithayama mihirai, Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff, chilven lemon.
ලස්සන පන් ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හික්කක සිත බැඳා මාතේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හික්කක බැඳේ පොටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා. Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
විහිළු නෙමේ ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕන වැඩකට සුපර්.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා. Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
හරි. ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවට බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද
සැරටම එන්ජොයි කරන්න පාටි එකට ගෝ
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කින් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
රුපියල් 50 වැලිබන් සේවරි පොඩ්ඩෝ එක මැච් එකට සෙට් වෙන්න.
Follow your dreams, achieve your goals. With every step, let your story unfold. In this world you will shine. Just believe it's your time. Sky is the ultimate limit. Never can you stop any day.
Chase your dream career with eSoft Metro Campus.
Now a summer refreshment, the train gotta go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
හරි ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද
සැරටම එන්ජොයි කරන්න පාටි එකට ගෝ
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්
හරි ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද
විහිළු නෙමේ ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕන වැඩකට සුපර්.